Sherry, do you wear foundation?
On special occasions, I do. Not every day. I feel like I don't really know how to use it properly,
Okay.
and it ends up looking like way too much.
As a makeup artist, one of my top questions is always about mature skin. So how do I prep it? What do I use for complexion products? What are my go-to faves? I'm gonna go through all of that today with my beautiful model, Sherry. Whenever I think of prepping the skin, I always think of peptides and really layering a lot of products that are going to give you like that juicy, glowy, plumped up look. So today I am going to use the Glow Recipe Pomegranate Peptide Firming Serum. This one is so great. It has loads of peptides, and I just usually use about 2 pumps and really massage it in. And usually I like to focus this wherever you have maybe the finer lines, because this is a really nice thin product. So usually you get a little bit more of like the fine lines right around here. So I like to focus it right in there and work it in, but really that's going to help to just smooth everything out.
Feels great. It smells good too.
It smells so nice. It's really light. It helps give that skin a little bit of a peptide plump. Another go-to product of mine is the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream. If you have not tried this cream, it has loads of really great plumping ingredients like hyaluronic acid. What I like about it is it kind of gives this like smoothing, diffused effect to the skin. And it's a really great texture for prepping, so it'll really glide on easily. And the reason I find that so important is because I really like to give a good facial massage before I do any sort of foundation. This will really help to just get the blood circulating in the skin, kind of giving you that instant lift.
Ew, that feels good. It glides on.
It's so nice. It gives you just enough to work with so you can really work it into the skin. And really take your time with this. I like to, work outward towards the forehead for the brows to give them that sort of lifted effect, smoothing out any sort of 11s if they have them. And again, working in like this outward and upward motion. Another thing that I always check before I move on is if I've gotten rid of that slip, because initially when you're putting on so much lotion, it's obviously really slippery and moving around, but really at the end, you've known that you've worked it into the skin when you have a little bit more of a tack. And that's when you know it's really prepped and ready for your next product. My next tip is to mix your liquid highlighter in with your foundation. This will give you a really nice subtle glow without looking really, really shiny. And you really want to add that sort of natural glow back into the skin. So I do equal parts. So I'm doing this one by Say, as well as the Sephora Collection Best Skin Ever, and just mixing them up. So I really like to do everything in thin layers. I feel like a lot of people think that they need more coverage than they do. So work with your foundation in a really thin layer, and then you can cover anything else that needs a little bit more coverage with the concealer. And really, this is a good tip for anyone, to be honest. And then of course, you want to just make sure that you're blending down into the neck ever so slightly if you have any sort of difference between your neck and your chin. All right, now we can get into concealer. Concealer naturally has more pigment, so it's going to have a lot more coverage. And I like to use this after foundation. With this concealer especially, it's medium coverage. This one is the Best Skin Ever from Sephora Collection. When I'm looking at Sherry's skin, I'm just noticing there's a little bit of like discoloration here and a little on her lid. So those really where I'm gonna focus and just give it a little bit more coverage. I don't want shine around the eye either, because that's going to enhance any sort of texture or fine lines that's around that area. So it's a little bit more of like making something disappear as opposed to highlighting it. And again, thin layers, you will be shocked how it makes it so your mascara doesn't transfer. That's like one of the big things. Like, oh my God, my mascara always transfers. I'm like, use less concealer. And finally, I really love to use a cream blush. I feel like cream blushes are your best friend. They're super easy to blend into the skin. I like this one because it has hyaluronic acid in it as well. So just a really nice ingredient story to tie everything together and just give you a little bit more hydration in that cheek area and add some of that like color back into the skin. And I always focus the blush on the high points of the cheek. I put it even closer to the eye than you would think, because the lower you go, the more it can make you look aged. So this is usually like one of the top tips that I use, is just apply it a little higher than you think. All right, Sherry, ready to see?
Yes.
Okay. The big reveal.
Ooh. Oh, you know, it looks really natural, and
Yeah.
I love the glow, but it's not overpowering.
Right.
It looks really natural.
It's
I
like really
that.
subtle. It totally brings out your skin. It's
Mhm.
just this really soft,
Yeah.
glowy.
It's like
but
a nice everyday look.
yeah, a little bit of coverage, but it's great.
I love it.
Oh, I'm so glad. And if you really want to get this plump, soft, dewy look, you can shop the shelf below. And until next time, bye everyone.
Bye.